So CPI came out today. I was expecting it to go under the 2.3, come in around 2.2, and it actually came in at 2.4, up 0.1% from last month. However, the analysts had expected it to go up to 2.5, which clearly it was 0.1 below them. And the core came in right where we expected it to be. So as I said before, whether you agree or disagree with these numbers isn't really relevant. The question is, how does the market respond to these numbers, not whether they're accurate or inaccurate or manipulated in some way. The bigger question is, why is inflation where it's at? And I always like to use this as a breakdown. You can find this on the website. Just type in CPI inflation 2025. Really not that complicated, and it's right there. It gives you a nice breakdown. And as you can see on the top, it shows 2.4, and then it breaks down each particular category. Now, the one I was always been most focused on is shelter, and shelter came in at 3.9. I expected it to be lower than that, and that's the reason why the numbers I was expecting didn't get there. And I'm still kind of amazed that the shelter doesn't continue to come down, and part of that is it's just not coming. I mean, we're not seeing real estate go down, which is, with interest rates the way that they are, with supply and demand the way they are in the real estate market, it is kind of interesting to see that it's just not coming down the way expected to. However, part of that is actually understanding how shelter is determined in CPI. And I don't want to go into huge detail on it, but the bottom line is they don't know whether you have a mortgage on your home or not. They don't know how much, they don't really care how much you actually paid for your home. What they try to do is create a formula that figures out what your home would rent for, even though you own it. So it's very convoluted, and it's usually about 18 months behind where the actual market is. So even if the actual market is going down, it may not have caught up in the numbers quite yet. And I don't know that it's going down. I just don't think it's going up. And I think there's a lot of markets where this is not exactly right. That being said, the bigger question is what happens in the stock market based on this information for the rest of today and for the next couple of days. Does the market look at it and go, hey, Powell is going to have to cut rates because inflation is continuing to be tame? Or do they think there's going to be an inflation increase and they think the market's going to go down because Powell's not going to cut? So give me your comments, give me your thoughts, and Dickie out.